Hey guys, Michael Lee here. So I want to go over a question I recently received about a video I did, and that is, how do I know where to start these patterns? And this is a great question, but it really is pretty intense. I mean, we can go off in different tangents here and there and talk about a lot of stuff. So I'm going to try to keep it as simple and as quick as possible in the time we have here to explain this. It really comes down to knowledge of theory, I think, and what key signatures are, what scales, what flats and sharps constitute scales, and that sort of thing. And I go into this pretty in depth in my Rapid Theory book, which I'll send you if you want. Just shoot me an email and I'll get it to you for free, no problem. You can understand this a little bit better. But basically, what it comes down to is knowing what a key signature is. Then you can identify patterns, and then you know where to start the pentatonic pattern. So let me give a little bit of background on theory, key signatures, and so you can speak musicianese. You can literally look at a key signature as a set of stairs, okay? And the bottom stair being the main root, and all the other notes or stairs leading up to the top stair, which would be the same as the bottom stair. Okay, so in other words, if we are in the key of C, and we'll use that since there are no sharps and flats, it'll make it easier for us. C would be the bottom floor, the main floor. Then you'd go up just one step at a time. There are basically 7 steps that you're going to use, or 8 if you want to count the top floor as the extra step. 7 steps, C, then it goes D, E, F, G, goes to A then, and then B, and then C at the top. So how you represent this as far as musicians speak, musicianese, is C would be 1, B would be 2, let me start over. C would be 1, D would be 2, E would be 3, F would be 4, G would be 5, A would be 6, B would be 7. Then you can start at C again, which you can call it 8 or 1. Okay? So when you're talking about the guitar, most songs in general, guitar, piano, whatever, most songs are written in what musicians call 1-4-5. So what does that mean? That just means you're taking the first step, the fourth step, and the fifth step and creating a song out of that. Okay, those are going to be your chords, 1, 4, and 5. So if we're looking at C, it's going to be C, we'll go D, E, then F, and then G. So kind of looks like that, right? Almost rock and roll. C, F, G. Now, if you're in the key of A, the same exact concept applies. 1, 4, 5 at A. A would be your first, or your main floor, your first one. And then 4 would be A, B, C, D. And then 5 would be E. Okay, so you want to look for this 1, 4, 5 pattern, because that's really a huge pattern that's used in all kinds of music. Rock and roll, jazz, not so much jazz. They do it, but not as much. They get a little weird and stuff. Rock and roll, country, pop, punk, you name it. I mean, blues, heavy metal, just about every genre bases their music around this 1, 4, 5 structure. So let's say we're using our key of A pentatonic minor as always, and we want to go, we see a recurring theme of A, D, E. A, D, E. Well, that kind of gives us a hint that we might be in the key of A. So in that case, we want to start our pattern on A note, or the 5th string, our 5th fret of the 6th string. So again, just as a recap, a refresher, it's first finger, 4th finger, first finger, 3rd finger, first finger, 3rd finger, first, 3rd, first, 4, first, 4, and back down. Of course, you don't want to play like that. You want to, use your bends, your skips, your trills, all the stuff that we go through on these rapid playing method for guitar books. But that kind of, you want to look for those repeating patterns, especially 1, 4, 5. Okay, so if it's not in 1, 4, 5, you don't see that pattern happen all the time, then what do? Well, it gets a little harder that way, but you want to just basically look for patterns. And where a pattern seems to begin all over again, then more times than not, that's where you're going to start your pentatonic pattern. So let's say we are doing A, F, G, which isn't a 1, 4, 5. If you counted A, F, G, you would see that it is, well, if we well, we won't even get into that. I don't want to complicate this even further. But let's go A, F, G. And you see it kind of starts, every time I hit that A, it kind of starts all over again. Well, that would give me a good indication that this is something I can use the pentatonic in starting on A. So A minor pentatonic. Okay. So just a little bit, I mean, I can't go into this too much. We don't have a lot of time, and it can go anywhere. But very basically, look for recurring patterns and look where the pattern begins, what note it begins on, and what chord it begins on. And a lot of time, that'll be the point where you can start your pentatonic pattern. Okay, I hope that helps out. Shoot me an email. Send me an email if you want the rapid playing method for guitar theory, so you can understand this a little bit more in depth. I go over a lot of different things in that. Shoot me an email if you have any questions, and we'll go over in these video little diaries with video blogs. And have fun, man. Jam out. Oh yeah, 1-4-5 kind of looks rock and roll, doesn't it? It's not like this, but like that. 1-4-5, baby. Talk to you soon.